Young girls ask on YouTube, am I pretty or am I ugly? So in case you guys are unaware, this is where you probably are aware because there's been 500,000 of these videos posted since 2011. So these are preteens, teens asking the world, their peers, strangers on YouTube, am I pretty or am I ugly? And this has created a lot of debate, a lot of discussion on why these girls are doing it. So of course the experts are saying that it's like a new modern way of self-mutilation. They're also saying maybe it's a destructive self-coping mechanism. Others are saying it's a way to validate themselves through social media. Others are saying that they think that they're pretty and they just want attention because there is a really fine line, a blurred line between negative and positive attention nowadays with reality TV, with the Kardashians, all those different examples. And basically, it's interesting because it inspired a British live performer. Her name is Louise Orwin. And what she did recently, she did her own fake clips of the Pretty and Ugly videos. She's calling it the Pretty Ugly Project. And then she did a live performance of it. And now she's asking for feminist debate because this is only happening to girls. These are only girls making these videos. There's no boys sitting up there on YouTube saying, am I pretty, or am I ugly, or am I cute, am I handsome, whatever. So she really wants to spark this feminist debate and ask, what is this relationship that teens now have with social media and internet, and why are they seeking validation from social media? I think it's really interesting. I think it also is it spills into to cyberbullying, all that stuff, and I want us here at Pop Trigger to discuss the phenomenon. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
This is pretty ugly.
Where are the parents?
You're pretty. YouTube is ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
Women.
What? You had me before that part.
Yeah. What?
That's women power. That's what I meant.
Girl power.
Say ladies' night like you usually
Ladies'
do.
night. Ladies' night.
I feel for teens today.
Brett, can you just do that again?
Yo.
You don't need me, you just need Brett, right?
Just
okay.
Brett doing that bit again. And Sam's too.
Okay.
After his.
All right, I'll go right
Wait,
after you.
I'm going to sit like a
Yeah,
human.
there you go.
You're pretty. YouTube is ugly. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ladies' night.
I feel for teens today. When we were, I don't know about, did you have social media and cyberbullying when you were in high school?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
wow. I
Chat
didn't. Did you?
rooms.
Yeah.
I had, there was like, it was just starting, but luckily I
MySpace.
escaped it afterwards. But when I grew up, bullying would happen, but then you get to go home and escape it. But nowadays I really feel for teens because I guess we should talk about the other thing first before we get into bullying, right?
And
Yeah.
can you do
Yeah.
yours
Okay.
again also under the camera because I don't think you ever used
Oh, do you mind again?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel for teens today. So let's talk about the Pretty and Ugly YouTube videos. First of all, were you guys aware? I didn't know of these videos. Were you aware? Have you seen these?
Yeah, I did a story on it last year. I did a reaction to it. I did my own Am I Ugly video last year, except it was a response. It wasn't asking people if they thought I was ugly.
What do you think about it?
I think it's disgusting that YouTube allows this content to be online. I don't know why this type of thing doesn't get removed.
I don't think, wait.
They like to censor us when we curse or talk about sex or talk about anything that we want to as citizens, but and then you could block people, you can spam people, except they don't tolerate bullying, but they allow these videos to be posted, and they allow hateful comments, which is fine. Everyone has the right to speak their mind, but don't allow underage children.
These are preteens and teens.
The tough
to
part
be-
is
yeah.
like they can go through in their anti-bullying campaign to remove comments of people who are saying nasty things.
Right.
But if you're soliciting these comments, like why is it their responsibility to police that?
Not the comments. What I'm saying is,
No, that's
most
what
of
I'm
these
saying.
kids lie about the terms of agreement when they sign on to YouTube saying they're older than they are. Therefore, they can watch whatever, and they're allowed access to whatever. And people aren't using it correctly, and I feel like YouTube just should take more responsibility.
Yes.
When something like this happens,
500,000
they should take stuff like that down.
videos.
So wait, I don't understand.
Are you familiar
You're saying,
with
are
what?
you
Did
saying
you watch
that-
these videos?
Are you saying that 13-year-olds are not allowed to upload videos on YouTube?
Not this
Well,
type of
this is
video.
an actual thread. So it all falls under am I pretty or am I ugly? So
Okay.
it's not. It wouldn't come from. You don't really look for it anonymously. You would actually make your video under this thread group. What would you call that?
It's a tag.
And
the
they're
videos
all
are
under
people-
one tag.
And is
it's
it
Little
people
girls
saying,
hey guys, so this girl in my school told me I was ugly. Do you think I'm ugly?
And then you
that's
look
it.
and you see older
Right,
men
yeah.
saying like weird things like show me your
Yeah.
tits.
But
You
that's-
see bullying. You see so much stuff.
Don't make that video.
That's
I
what
feel
I-
like I'm a
but-
crazy person. I'm not saying
But-
that like
okay,
but
whether-
it's not YouTube's responsibility to not let you do that. It's YouTube's
You're
responsibility
right.
to go on and tell people that you can't bully people.
This is what has to change, though, I think.
The
What-
responses. I feel like I'm
Okay, let's
being
talk
looked at
more
like
about
I'm insane.
No, you're right. No, I get what you're saying.
Believe me, it's a fine line. You're absolutely right. It's not YouTube's video to censor and take down everything, because then where is this line, right? I get where you're coming from, because it's all under one thread, it would seem so easy to just not allow that thread to continue to
That's
happen.
what I'm
Because there's
saying.
500,000 of those videos.
Yes.
But there is a bigger problem here. There's a bigger problem about how this leads into cyberbullying, which we're going to get into. And then there's the situation of why are these girls even doing it in the first place? And that's the underlying issue that
Yeah.
needs to be discussed, because
Yeah.
these girls are really seeking validation from strangers, from social media or their peers. And I don't care how thick of skin you have, you're going to put that on there. They're going to say things.
Right.
And at my age, it would hurt me. At that young of an age, it's really going to impact your self-esteem. Why are they doing this?
Right.
I think, yeah.
Can I quickly just mention something? I just want to say something, Brett, because I totally agree with you. But YouTube does police, is what I'm saying, but they choose what they police. For instance, there was this thing called reaction videos where people would, do you know what I'm talking about? Where someone would watch
Two
a video.
girls, one cup, and they.
No. That's different. Responses, like video responses, was a thing. So you would have a really popular video, and you would have someone watching it and being like, "I loved it." That's it. But they were getting paid for that, right? And YouTube was like, "This is not real content." Reply girls.
So do
yes.
you feel like-
and YouTube took that off
So you think
because it wasn't
monetary,
it wasn't benefiting
them
YouTube.
monetarily.
Right, is what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. They shouldn't have to police people, but since they are, why are they not policing like this type
Negative
of trend?
response videos.
That's what I was trying
Okay,
to say.
I thought you were saying take down the original videos asking if I'm pretty or not.
No, I mean, if they're going to
If
do
there's-
stuff,
if it's
they're
all
gonna
in
take
one
anything
thread-
down, at least take down that type
Right.
of stuff as opposed to stuff that's making money that's stupid.
Gotcha.
You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
so what? Okay,
Yeah,
Whitney.
I think like before policing needs to happen. Before
Yeah.
The underlying
the
issue.
foundation,
Yes.
the problem, the main problem is that the mindset needs to change of how these girls and people in general are getting attention. The number of likes you get on Instagram, the
Yes.
number of views you get on YouTube, all these things. And so people are doing anything possible, putting whatever pictures, whatever videos up in order to get attention, because that equals what your value is as
There's a
person, and
blurred
that needs to
line
change.
nowadays between negative attention and positive attention. We see it with the people that are getting famous from reality television. Bad publicity is good publicity. How many times do we hear that in the media? And
Yeah.
kids are picking up on that. And one girl said in the article that was sent to us that she was 14 years old, and she originally did it because a girl at her school did it and got a lot of views, and it increased her popularity in school.
Yeah.
Well, there's there's a way to game this system, and a lot of it starts with your mindset going in. Like, yes, you can go and upload that video. You've got to be prepared. You have no control over what people are going to say about it. You have control over whether you upload it. That's the first point of control. Second point of control is you have control over how you react to it.
Yeah.
But that's easier said than done. These kids are 11,
I mean,
12,
but then
13
what am
years
I
old.
supposed to do? Like,
you're
what,
right.
That's what- let's
so
talk-
this is your response.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help people based on where they react and how they react
I-
and where they have control. Because you can't.
They're too
It's easier
young.
said than done. Yes, you're
Right.
right. That is good to communicate.
Yeah.
That said, there's other ways if you want to play into this game, which is a dangerous
Then
game.
go in there with thick skin and just.
There's a way you can
know
do
what
it,
you're getting
and don't
into.
ever don't even look at the responses. Or don't. I mean, you shouldn't
I'm
do it.
afraid
to
that the
start.
girls won't. I
Here's
think it
the
needs to
problem.
come
No,
more.
you're absolutely right. But here's the problem with what you were saying about this girl in particular. She was like, "But I don't care what people think. My mom tells me I'm pretty. I
So-
showed her this video. My
But who kn-
mother."
hopefully she.
No.
Hopefully she's lying. I hope to
I
God.
hope this is a lie.
Yeah.
She was like,
She's
I showed my mother this
God.
video,
I
and my
know.
mom and I were going through the comments and laughing.
See,
because
that's
we know
my
I'm so
point.
beautiful.
That was my
Whatever.
reply to you. Yes, I get that you're saying if you're going to do this as a kid, make sure you equip yourself to understand what you're getting into. But they're so young, I'm afraid that they're blind going into it. And that's where parents
Yes.
need to monitor, first educate your kids. And I think it's hard because it's a generational gap. Parents nowadays don't even realize, we as parents are going to be able to do this with our kids, but then who knows what other set of problems is going to come with that. But parents need to realize that they really do need to monitor their kids. And like we talked about earlier, you can't police everything they do, but monitor their kids' social media activity, educate them about YouTube, educate them about cyberbullying. And that's what I wanted to get into next.
Yes.
Because parents do, we see a lot of these anti-bullying campaigns where they educate parents into warning their kids while they're at school, do not be just like a silent, innocent bystander that doesn't say anything. Don't ignore it. Say something at school. Get involved. Even if you're anonymous, report it. The same mentality needs to happen online with social media, because we witness it, or kids witness it. They'll see the Facebook post. They'll see the social media post. They need to get involved. They need to alert somebody because it gets dangerous and people are dying.
Yeah, but they could monitor all they want, but their kid will still go to school or go somewhere else and figure out a way to look into this stuff or find a way to be negative about it. I think what we need to do, especially as parents, is tell your kids, yes, you are beautiful, but so is everybody else.
I think it's a
Everybody is the
culmination.
same. We're all people at the same time. Yes, we choose who we find physically attractive,
Right.
but beauty, everyone's beautiful in their own
Well,
way.
of course,
Everyone's beautiful
self-esteem,
to somebody else.
building self-esteem, all of it.
That's
I think
the important thing that we need to do. It's bullying is going to happen no matter what. We can't stop bullying, but we can tell people to be kind to each other. Like we can raise our children.
But I think
to be
it's
that
important
way.
to also tell people. There's only the statistic that I just read was 90%. So there's like 5% of people that are bullies and 5% that are being bullied, and then there's 90% in between. And if those people kind of stood up, I'm not saying that that parents shouldn't also,
You're
of course,
absolutely right.
but the 90% can really make a difference by saying, hey, that's not okay, or mom, look what's going on. I think those people that normally just sit back, if we can start a movement where they have the courage to come forward, it could prevent some of this from happening.
That's great and everything, but I think the statistics are wrong. I think the 90% of people that are in between, they still bully or get bullied or picked on in their own way, whether they know they're being the bully or not.
The 5% that you're talking about are at any given time. I think
For
100%.
sure.
I think the way to look at that is at any given time, 90% of people are just looking.
Right.
5% of people are bullying and 5% are getting bullied. But there's a bunch of different subjects out there and a bunch of different entries, and everyone's going to be a victim.
Which is why I think these videos, as negative as they can be, are also really a powerful communication tool for parents to see what's going on with their kids. Because I think Lady Gaga did a segment on this kid that was being bullied at school for being gay, and he kept posting these videos on YouTube and nobody was paying attention, and the next thing you know, he committed suicide. And so paying attention to them, and because kids are being very vulnerable, so pay attention to that.
Pay attention to it, know your kids, and I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I think it's really important to talk about the recent girl, Rebecca Sedgwick, who just, I don't know if you'd heard of this story, Breen. I know it's going to affect you. So this girl, Rebecca Sedgwick, she recently committed suicide a month ago, but now it's all in the news because they arrested the two bullies.
Oh, good.
And the two bullies, a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, were not only bullying her at school, but also cyberbullying her and tormenting, harassing her. The older of the bullies, I'm not going to mention their names because they are minors, but the older of the bullies did recruit her best friend, and her best friend got her best friend to beat her up, and it just became a really ugly situation. It was all over a boy. This girl did have depression in her past, but still, this was the culmination that led to her committing suicide. And so now these two other girls are locked up, and it's creating a whole lot of controversy because of the fact that where do parents get involved? How does schools prevent this from happening? How is cyberbullying getting so out of hand that people are, like you had mentioned, like poor Rebecca, rest in peace, had committed suicide? And what is really scary about it is how the reason why the girls got arrested is because one of the girls posted on her Facebook after Rebecca committed suicide in the likes of, she wrote, "Yes, I bullied Rebecca. Yes, she committed suicide, and I don't give a fuck." So that's why the sheriff really got adamant and locked these girls up. And I think that it's really, I hope we don't edit this video at all. I hope we just have this video be raw and real and 12 minutes long. I don't care, because this is something that is so rampant and prevalent in schools nowadays. It breaks my heart. Breaks my heart that this little girl, Rebecca, felt like that she didn't have anywhere else to turn but to kill herself.
And there you go. There it is. You know, those comments are more important to these people, and the likes that girl said, "I don't give a fuck."
Oh, and 30 people liked it.
And
by
you know
the way.
what? Yeah,
that's
liked
scary.
that makes her happy. She doesn't care about what the consequences are of that statement, which is a
Yeah.
very powerful statement. So
Yeah.
that's what we need to focus on.
Well-
is
And for people who are putting so much value on these comments, you got to think of the mindset of people who make that comment. All right, mean people suck, and it takes them so little time to write that, so little in certain situations, so little of their day is dedicated to throwing that out at you. So don't give it any credence or relevance or importance at all, because it wasn't something that their heart was in, or B, their heart was really in it and they've got problems if that's the case.
Yes.
So in either situation, I don't think anyone else throws those comments out there for any other reason.
Right.
Either they're not really thinking about it and they're just a jerk who just does that 1,000 times a day, don't worry about it, or they're super focused on making other people's lives miserable.
Because they're
and that should be
miserable.
freeing to you, because you realize that
It's
it's
not you.
nothing about you that's making them do that. It's all about them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, clear. And this older girl was threatened because it involved a boy. It was like a love triangle situation.
Also, tons of boys out there. Don't worry about it. And we suck. I'm sorry.
thank you, Brett.
Yeah. So
Ladies'
to
night.
those of you out there, I feel like this will be a really interesting comment section. And because we're not living, we're not going to junior high and high school, and we're not living this like you guys are.
I did.
Okay.
I have to just add something really fast about teachers and people in the school system not paying enough attention either. It's not just parents that aren't paying
Right.
attention. It's every adult in these kids' lives. They're not punishing them for that type of behavior.
The
and that
sheriff is
so,
awesome.
So wrong.
This sheriff is awesome,
Yeah.
and now the older of the two is saying that her Facebook account was hacked. Yet there was tons of posts before this recent questionable post, so I don't buy it. Her parents are not taking any sort of accountability. The other girl, though, the younger of the two bullies who used to be friends with Rebecca, is taking accountability. She's visited Rebecca's grave. So are her parents, and I have empathy now for that girl as opposed to
Yeah.
the older girl who's taking zero accountability. Either are her parents.
You know how you get banned for life for like shoplifting from a store, or for doing something stupid or like rowdy in public? Well, why can't you be banned from Facebook or social media sites for life?
Yes.
Why
Social
why
media.
can't you do that? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That you
I
can't.
mean, that's something that's actually achievable. I think if
We
you
should do
take
that.
if you take YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all the major social media sites, and they all form like a coalition.
Yes.
To keep kind of like the United Nations, where they could issue sanctions on individuals who break the
Hello,
charter.
it's such a powerful tool that we should be using for good.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
start
do
it.
it.
And it's and again.
Tom?
And again,
Tom.
all of those Pop Trigger fans out there who are in junior high or high school, or who experienced this, if you recently graduated from high school, let us know how it's affecting you. Let us know your ideas, how you think that it can be handled and stopped, because this is such a scary phenomenon for me looking in on. And my heart breaks for you guys. And stay strong. I think you said it best. Don't let it affect you. It's more on them. It's not on you. It's projection at its worst. And we love you guys. And please let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And we'll see you all next time on Pop Trigger.